Hello and welcome back from your long, nice, relaxing winter break. I hope everybody had a wonderful and safe break off. I hope you all got some much needed rest, and I hope you got to do something really fun and exciting during your time off. I'm going to show you this screencast for January about how we are going to use multiplication strategies in third grade. Before we get started, just to make you aware of some changes in the classroom. First, in the classroom, I have decided that on Fridays, twice a month, we are going to be having Fun Fridays, where the students who turn in all their homework for the 2 weeks will get to go onto the computer and play on Prodigy or some math games, or also we're learning some different type of typing games as well. So the students will get to do that, while the students who do not finish their homework on time will get to spend that time with me doing their work that they have not done for the past 2 weeks. I have also been implementing in the classroom these orange folders that if your child is sick a day, they sit in between two students and somebody that is their shoulder partner should grab one of the orange folders, and every worksheet we do for the day, they simply just put in there. Of course, I have an assigned person for each math group. Miss Munson is, though, going to keep her papers for her students that are absent until they come back, and she'll just hand those to them. Please make sure your child checks in the mailbox that says absent for the day that they were absent to grab any notes or any paperwork that they may have missed. Please note that when your student returns to class, they are expected to take the folder home, and then the following day when they come back, they bring back the folder with all the work in it completed. The folder needs to come back as well. It says so on the orange folder. So that's one change. Second change is during this semester, I've told the students they are now third and a half graders because we have 2 more report cards until they are on to fourth grade. So I told them that they are more responsible for their work, meaning that if they no longer turn in their homework on time or if they do not have a name on it, I will not be grading that paper. I have kept too many no names papers for the whole school year so far, and nobody is claiming them. Even when I go up to the student and say this may be your paper, they're still saying it is not their paper. So I'm no longer holding on to no name papers. I will be throwing them in the garbage because they're just collecting too much space and everybody's saying it's not theirs. Secondly, if they turn their papers in late and they're not sick or they were not here the day before, I will mark them late and I will only give them 1 point. So that way they know that I am not grading the late assignment. I've just been getting too many late assignments and it's just impossible for me to grade all these late assignments. Please know our grading scale now is going to go off the report card. So 4 is the best that they can do. 3 means that they're average at grade level. 2 is that they're working towards grade level. And 1 is that they're not meeting grade level. 0, of course, means they either did not turn in the paper, so I have nothing to grade. So please be aware for those. This semester, we really want students to start thinking about their thinking, being more metacognitive. So please ask them questions when they tell you an answer to something. So if they say, today I do not have homework, say, why do you not have homework? Make them think about what they are doing. So in this video, we're going to be learning some multiplication strategies that we use in the classroom. For the first 2 units, we do not teach students multiplication facts. We teach them strategies first about how to solve the multiplication. We know from years of experience and studies that students do not do well when they memorize facts. And sometimes students are not able to memorize things, especially in third grade. So what we do want them to do is to learn some strategies to help them if they forget how to memorize the fact or they do not know the fact. So the first fact that we are going to start off with is an array. So if we have a problem that is 3 times 2, okay, so we have 3 times 2. An array is simply just a picture. Because of time, because we will be timing students within a week or two test of multiplication, we always tell them to do dots. If it's something like homework or creative, or if they just want to have some fun, then they can draw these great elaborate pictures. That's fine. So we always tell the student that the front number is the number of rows. So to make that a reminder, I'm going to underline it in pink. So 3 is the number of rows. So the students first start off by drawing 3 dots. I'm going to put 3 dots. 1, 2, and 3. These is the start of my 3 rows that I'm going to have. The back number that I'm going to underline in red here is going to represent the number of dots in each row. So in each row in this multiplication problem is we need to have 2 dots. We already have 1 dot because we have it in the front, which tells us many rows, and now we need 2 dots in total. So I have 1 dot here, and I'm just going to add 1 more. So I count 1, 2. So I have in each row, the first row, 2 dots, and I'm going to repeat it. Please make sure your student lines up their dots, that way they can neatly count them and it does not get so scribble scrabble. When the students start going off and doing dots all over, it's hard to keep track when we are counting. So then after they draw the dots, I tell the students to always count and make sure they follow through. So I have 3 rows, here's a row, here's a row, here's a row, like row, row your boat. And then in each row I have to have 2 dots. I have 1 pink, 1 red, so that's 2 dots, 1 pink, 1 red, that's 2, 1 pink, 1 red, that's 2. And then I simply count them. I'm not going to count them without crossing them off because that's what smart people do, and I'm a smart person. So I'm going to count them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I have 6 dots in total. So my answer is 6. And that's easy as how you do the array. The front number tells you how many rows, and the back number tells you how many dots you have in each row. Remember, a row is like a cross, like you row, row, row your boat. And then the back number always tells you how many dots you have in each, or the number of columns. And we always tell the students a column is like a karate chop or like a wall. Tell them to think of a brick wall in Miss M's classroom. That's another way that we make them think of it. We also do repeated addition. And repeated addition, sticking with the 3 times 2 problem, means that you're going to do it and I haven't confused the students yet, so I try to make this easy. So it means that you're going to do it where you take 3 and you're going to add it, you're going to write it 2 times. One of the numbers tells you what number you're going to write, so in this case I'm going to write 3, and then the back number is going to tell me how many times I'm going to write it. So I'm going to write 3 2 times, 1 and 2. And then I'm going to add them together. This is a great strategy for students that know how to add. If they do the dots where they know there's invisible dots here, and they count to 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the answer is 6. Or if they would like, because I haven't taught them what way not to do it or to do it, is they can write 2 3 times for repeated addition. So they can go 1, 2, and 3. And that's repeated addition for 2 and 3. And then they simply just add them together and to get 6. We also talked about groups, how many groups you have. So they could make 3 groups and put 2 dots in them. And what that means is, let me get a new paper here. So we don't want to save that. So I'm just going to take one of my Smart Arts. And if it's 3 times 2, I'm going to take 3 groups. And each circle is going to represent a group. And maybe like a fish bag. That would be helpful because when we first started learning multiplication, the first problem was about fish. So there's 3 bags that are going to hold 2 goldfish in each bag. So each one of these bags is a goldfish or maybe a goldfish tank. And then in each bag, I'm going to add a goldfish, which I'm just going to spray in there with some orange paint. So here's one fish, here's my other fish. Here's one fish, here's my other fish. Here's one fish, here's my other fish. And he needs to be a little bigger. And so if the problem is 3 times 2, go to my number here, okay, you can see that I have 3 groups, 3 black bags that represent the goldfish bags or the goldfish tanks, and then I have 2 orange goldfish in each bag. And what I do is I simply just count the goldfish and I cross them out because smart people do that. Only do if you're smart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I have 6 little fish swimming in my tank. So 3 times 2 is 6. So that's another strategy that we can do as well. Instead of they're doing it on their own, not being timed or anything, they could go ahead and make elaborate, fancy art pictures. But until then, they're just going to make simple, quick little drawings to help them out. So those are some of the strategies that we use in our classroom. We also use songs. And there are some songs that we sing. I will pull those up, so I'm going to pause the video. It'll look a little weird for a second here, but when it comes back, you'll see the video. So hold on tight as I pause the video. Okay, and then this is one of the songs that we use. I'm going to play it so that way you can hear what it sounds like. It's
time to sing along to what 3 times table song. It's as easy as can be. Harry, sing along with me. We will learn efficiently. I am sure you will agree. Let's start now, please. 1, 3 is 3 and 2.
So this is a cute little song. He goes through all the facts with them singing, and then he does it where he just shows you the multiplication sentence, but he doesn't tell you the product. So he sits there and he waits for the students to say them. If you look on the side, I kept this up. I know there's a Ralph Lauren advertisement here, but just ignore it. And there's also other fun little songs too, like 2s, 5s, and 6. And it's also from the same creator that did this song, so it's really funny, really cute. The students love to do it. And after listening to it for, I think it's my 2nd or 3rd year, it's really catchy. So it's a lot of fun for the students to use. So these are some great tools that we use in the classroom. I know Mr. Murphy uses other songs. We just simply go to YouTube and type in the multiplication problem that we're going to do, like maybe 3s or 4s, and then we just find videos and we watch them to make sure they're all safe and able for the students to watch, and then we just simply play them. So that's about all that is going on in the classroom. We're just using some more computer time. This month we're also doing some NWEA tests, so please make sure that your student is getting tons and tons of sleep. Also, we are going to start doing M-STEP, and Mr. Schiffman asked me to show you how to use the M-STEP practice test at home from the comfort of your own computer. So if you just simply type in Google, just like normal Google, and then just type in M-STEP or M-STEP practice, I normally go to the eDirect site. That's where I normally go, and it loads up and it looks just like this. And then it talks about the spring preview. There's some preview tests, and then there's some sample items and support and accommodations. So these are all just things that you can go ahead and click on. And then you just click here to sign in, and these give you sample problems of what your student will be seeing. And then it gives you your username, it's preview, and then your password, it's right here. It says test, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it just signs in, and then everything that you're seeing here is what your student will see on their test. So like the green button, the students need to get used to that's what the green button is going to look like. And then it takes them over the tools, and then like begin test. This is really things that we're going to see. This is some of the example problems that they will show you, which ones have line of symmetry. And the students can click on them with radio buttons. Radio buttons are kind of just like radio in a car, like how you change a channel. And then the students can go on to the next problem by clicking next. And then we have tools like the pointer, the highlighter. You click use highlighter, and then you can highlight things. Sticky notes, which the students can click on the sticky notes, put them anywhere they want, type in the sticky note, and then when they're done typing, they can leave it on the screen and just move it. Or if they want, they can hide the sticky note. We have magnification, so it can blow it up for the students, or it can also shrink down for the students. And then we have a line guide for those students that feel overwhelmed because there's so much text on the page, where they can just go ahead and just see one row of words at a time. And then it also talks, where some of the problems are not radio buttons. They have to type in answers. And on the reading part, they have reading sections that look just like this, where the students will have to scroll up and down the test. They also have a flag button where the students, maybe they're burnt out, they need a break, or maybe this question's so hard. They can flag it, and at the end, they can come back and click review and say, oh, I didn't do this one. And then they can always click on it to go back. Or maybe if they find something useful in here that they want to use, they can always use it to go back. So we'll be learning about how to use that because we will be taking M-STEP this year. This is also on the Clarenceville page. I have found it before, so that's on there too. If not, just simply type in M-STEP. So those are just some things that I wanted to make you aware of for the month. I'll talk more about M-STEP in the following months to come because it's not going to happen this month, so we have some time to practice. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I will email you back the next school day or as soon as possible. Until then, take care of yourself, stay warm, and have a great January. Bye-bye.